Evaluation is a process of assessing or judging something based on specific criteria or standards. It involves gathering information, analyzing data, and making judgments or conclusions about the quality, effectiveness, efficiency, or value of a particular object, system, process, or program. Let's say, for example, there's a program being conducted for developing a community event to allow participants to contribute. For this program, the evaluator may evaluate the following questions to assess their strategies. Question 1. Who came to the community event? For this question, the evaluator will have to use the observation method to assess the people who came to participate in the community event. Question 2. What new initiatives have emerged? To answer this question, after a period of 6 months, the evaluator would need to get in touch with the key people to conduct phone interviews. Through these interviews, the evaluator would need to find out what new initiatives have started to emerge so that the people can contribute to their community. Evaluations can be conducted using different methods, such as qualitative and quantitative data collection, surveys, interviews, observations, and analysis of existing data, depending on the nature of the subject being evaluated and the purpose of the evaluation. The results of the evaluation are used to inform the stakeholders, such as policymakers, managers, and practitioners, about the findings and recommendations for making informed decisions, as well as improving the quality and effectiveness of the object or process being evaluated. Now, let's try to understand what an evaluation framework entails. An evaluation framework provides the structure for the entire evaluation exercise. It includes an overall program theory or logic model, principles that guide planning, management, and conducting evaluations. Examples of conceptual frameworks in evaluation can be understood through examples like the causal framework, the contribution framework, and the gender analysis framework. In a causal framework, we are able to identify the cause and effect relationships between program activities and outcomes. Causal studies focus on an analysis of a situation or a specific problem to explain the patterns of relationships between variables. For example, let us suppose that a company implements a new individual marketing strategy for a small group of customers. Through this strategy, they are able to see a measurable increase in the monthly subscription of the customers. After receiving identical results from several groups by using this marketing strategy, they concluded that the one-to-one marketing strategy has the causal relationship they had intended. It's time to discuss the types of approaches used in evaluation for a program. Quantitative evaluation. This approach involves the collection and analysis of numerical data to assess the performance and impact of a program or intervention. It often includes statistical methods such as surveys, questionnaires, experiments, and data analysis using statistical software to measure outcomes, impacts, and trends. Qualitative evaluation. This approach involves the collection and analysis of non-numerical data, such as interviews, focus groups, observations, and case studies to gain an in-depth understanding of the experiences, perceptions, and behaviors of program participants and stakeholders. Then we have the mixed methods evaluation. This approach combines both quantitative and qualitative methods to provide a comprehensive understanding of a program or intervention. Next up is process evaluation. This approach focuses on the inputs, activities, and outputs of a program or intervention to assess the implementation fidelity, reach, and quality of services delivered. It often involves monitoring and documentation of program activities, stakeholders' feedback, and analysis of program records and documents. Cost-effectiveness evaluation. This approach assesses the cost-effectiveness and cost-benefit of a program or intervention by comparing the costs incurred with the outcomes achieved. Developmental evaluation. This approach is often used in complex and dynamic settings to support ongoing learning, adaptation, and innovation. Utilized focused evaluation. This approach focuses on ensuring that evaluation findings are relevant, credible, and useful for decision makers and stakeholders. It involves active engagement of stakeholders in the evaluation process, utilization of evaluation findings for decision making, and emphasis on evaluation use and uptake. Finally, we have the participatory evaluation. This approach involves active participation of program participants, stakeholders, and communities in the evaluation process.